Hey everybody, welcome to Dating God's Way.
Hey everybody, welcome. Take a moment and share this video, share it on your page.
Like. For all
Make
you
sure
new
you hit
viewers, thanks for
subscribe.
coming into the room.
Yes, make sure you hit subscribe on the YouTube page. Share the page with a friend. Share the video tonight with a friend. Yes. Hey, Shelly Shell. Hey there. Hey.
Hey,
Hey.
everybody, who's on as Dating God's Way? Is that Tara?
Gotta be
Gotta
too.
be, gotta be. Hey Tara,
Tay. All right.
thank y'all
Everybody
for
in
joining.
the room. Okay, we getting ready to commercial or you going something else ready?
We got a commercial.
No, the our commercial still up.
Our commercial still up.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Here we
All
are.
right. Hey y'all. We getting it together tonight, y'all.
Hey,
Hey.
get it together.
Getting it together. Yep. Invite a friend. We ready to get it popping on
Get it
tonight.
together.
I think we got a
Yo,
great topic tonight, Pastor.
relationship dichotomies.
Yep.
It's going to be really interesting.
Yes, the mask is a prop for tonight. Yes. yes, an interesting topic already. What y'all think it's gonna be about? Write us in the comment section. What you think tonight's dating guys we're gonna be about? Write in the comment section. Tell us what you think we're gonna be talking about tonight. If you got any ideas, write them in the comment section because we about to get into it tonight. I think it's gonna be a great topic, Pastor Will. And first of all, I want to just say hey to everybody. I'm glad to be back today in God's way. Glad to be back this week. Yes. Okay, complete opposites. Okay. We got some things in the chat section, some guesses going on. Yes. Covering up who you really are. Okay. Got some guesses about tonight's topic. All right. Good. All right. You starting with your prompt tonight, Pastor Will? Or I'm starting.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the prop tonight, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, in this day of the pandemic, we had to go out with our mask, right? And without mask on, you only see somebody from forehead to nose, right? And we can make all this look really nice and attractive, but what's under the mask, like, right? And you like what you see, you like, oh man, I need to dig deeper. I need to go a little further into this. I need to who is this person? Because they for right now externally, man, they like got it going on.
Okay.
And then when you take the mask off, you didn't see this until maybe later. And so when we talk about relationship dichotomies, we're going to talk about, man, was I just attracted to what I've seen and what was masked? Now that it's off, am I still attracted to the rest of that person, to what's beneath?
Wow. Yes. When you took off the mask, I was like, whoa. You had a lot of stuff on your face. That's true. Yes. What is underneath? Okay. So yeah, yes. Okay, so relationship dichotomies. All right, so let's get into it. Yes, let's get into it, Pastor Boy. Let's get our slide going on tonight. If you're watching this in live time or you're watching this in replay, make sure you tell a friend about tonight's Dating God's Way. A lot of great kingdom dating information, relational information on tonight. So when we talk about relational dichotomies, let's go ahead and go to the next slide, Pastor Will. Let's go ahead and do some definition. What's a dichotomy? Okay, so dichotomy is a division or a contrast between two things that are or are represented as being opposed or entirely different. So when we talk about relational dichotomies, what we first talking about is two things that are represented as being opposed or entirely different. One of the things that I thought about with tonight, Pastor Will, is when I think about this, one of the first things that comes to mind for me is the wedding vows, Pastor Will.
True.
Is a wedding vows. Let's get that slide going for a minute. Let's get that
Okay.
slide going for a minute. I think oh not oh this one right here. Oh, I forgot about that one. So go back to the last one. Let me say this before I go to the wedding vow. Let me tell y'all what happened right quick. So I saw this meme, and I thought it was really interesting. Okay, interesting. Excuse me, I said interesting. Was really interesting. It was about being unequally yoked, and that's what really got me, Pastor Will, on this thing about dichotomies, right? Because it really okay. So it says being unequally yoked in a relationship is not about religion. It's also about finance, education, family values, cultural background, employment, friends, health, etc. Okay, if you're not yoked on some of these things and other levels, your relationship marriage will not be successful. I just want to talk about this tonight, Pastor Will. What
Okay.
are we talking about?
I have no idea.
What we talking about? Okay,
I
so
have I have no idea, E.
what we talking about for real, Will? So we got to be equally yoked on finances, education. So that means that I have to marry somebody, or I have to be, if I'm going to marry somebody, be committed to somebody, they have to be from the same cultural background as I am, the same education level.
Right.
I mean, the same health level. I don't know what's happening with this meme. I just need to talk about it tonight because we're talking about two things being directly opposed to each other. I think one of the things is cultural backgrounds. So you're going to set out to marry someone or to be with someone who is from your exact cultural background. Why?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I understand. I think I understand the cultural meaning behind marrying somebody with the same cultural background or maybe economic status, but like all of that stuff is like really, to me, I could be wrong, external.
Yeah,
You know, these are external things, and you know, I definitely agree that that you should be spiritually yoked with somebody, but all of these other things, the economics and I because these things you grow you some of these things you really grow with or grow into or grow together in.
yeah,
Um but I don't know. I think if you want to I think you can break culture and be with somebody because you really want to be with that person because you that's who you fit. That's who fits you. That's who you fit. That's who you like. That's who you want to love forever.
well, I
So
think one is about a heart status, right? Like a heart place, and then these things are about external spaces, right? And like the first of all, the what was is not only about religion, but it's not about we're not talking about just religion. We're talking about spiritual. It's talking about unequally yoked, first of all. But the bigger thing though, I think, is like this notion that people have to be in full agreement on everything in order for a relationship to be successful. And I think that's
yeah,
what I really want to get into tonight, even before we get into our rest of our slides on tonight.
Yeah.
It's this idea that meme really represents the idea that you have to be in full agreement. Background, education, all of those things have to match for you to be successful in a relationship. And that's just not so.
It's not so. I think, if you use that beam as a basis
Yeah,
to marry, I think you're going to be searching for quite a while. I think you're going to be searching. I think that meme is a that I say this that meme can set you up to be searching for a prolonged period of time.
yeah. I mean, it's like you can disagree. And I think this is a real important point. You can disagree about certain things and still agree to walk together. Right? There's scripture that
Yeah,
says, "How can two walk together unless they agree?" You being agreeable is not necessarily meaning that we agree on everything. Like we can disagree. For example, me and you can disagree about how we approach certain things, which we do. Right? We have a lot of disagreements about how we would both approach a situation. How you would approach something, how I would approach something is completely different, right? And so we can still walk together in agreement because each one of us has free will. In other words, even though we disagree about the approach or disagree about a certain situation, doesn't make us disagree with each other.
yeah. I think sometimes somebody in a not so healthy marriage can give bad advice,
Absolutely.
and like it sounds deep or it sounds logical, and it may sounds right, but that sometimes advice can be so wrong, especially if you given it from a unhealthy place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the idea, I think, we saw this. I just take it all the way to an extreme right quick. We really saw this in the Trump years.
Mm,
People struggle to disagree about things. Now,
true.
I'll be one of the first people to say I disagree with a lot of stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna go and say it. Hey viewers, I disagree with a lot of stuff that happened, how it was happening, what was happening. But at the end of the day, I still had to work with people who had varying degrees of experience, varying backgrounds, varying thoughts about certain things, and so relationally, we can't just cut everybody off that doesn't agree with us. And I think that goes into relationships a lot of times because we want agreement. We want the person to just agree with whatever we're agreeing with. And if they don't agree, then we can't be together. If
Yeah,
you're not doing it how I'm doing it, then it's over. And it's really immature, Pastor Will.
yeah. For me, like our agreement is we agree with God, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Worship is our place of agreement.
Yeah.
It
Prayer.
just is
Yeah.
prayer, worship. That's how we can disagree on so many other things, but worship and prayer is our place of agreement,
Yeah.
and that's where our disagreements are resolved.
That's right. The spiritual place, right? And so that's why that meme becomes irrelevant because at the end of the day, the spiritual place is where we have agreement, right? And
Right.
then those other things, we can choose to be agreeable.
Yeah.
We don't have to agree. We can choose to be agreeable, right? In other words, I wouldn't approach it like that, but you have the freedom to approach it how you approaching it. That's your business.
Right.
Even though we in a relationship, even though we together, even though we're married, that person has to have the freedom to choose their way, even if it's not your way.
Right.
And I think that causes memes like this cause a lot of friction in relationships because people are trying to look for sameness. They're trying to look for somebody who's exactly like me or somebody who thinks exactly how I think. They like exactly what I like. And that is not, it's not gonna be.
Right. If you in a one of those careers that, talking about, financial yokes,
Yeah,
if you in a career that makes six figures, but somebody else is in a career that makes five figures, but their career is just as impactful,
Or
in
they do better with saving
society,
their money, or they do better with stewarding their
or
money.
they do better with storing their money. Exactly. That doesn't make you unequal. Just because you make more and somebody make less does not necessarily makes you unequally yoked.
Absolutely not. That person may be a saver. That person may be very good with how they manage their money, right? And so, like, it's this idea that because you've reached a certain status or you reach a certain place, that now you unyoke with somebody because they're in a different place. And it's a false notion, it's a
That
false
is
idea, right?
absolutely.
It is, it's directly working against what we're supposed to be yoking in, which is the spiritual yoke, the heart, the character places. Those are the things that should be joining us together, because all of those other things can change.
For sure.
Your financial status can change.
Overnight,
Health status can
in
change.
an instant.
Let's get into that, Pastor Will. Let's go back to our slide right quick. Let's get into our vows. I think this
Okay.
is the place where we see the biggest relational dichotomy, Pastor Will, is when you do your wedding vows. Okay, it's gonna be the next slide. Look, when you do your wedding vows, this is in most wedding vows, right? It says to have it to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse.
And Pastor E, when I do marriage counseling, I walk people through. I
Me
walk the
too.
couple through this joint
Me
because
too.
I like, look, i- is this are these the vows you want to do, or do you want to do your own? Because
Look, it don't matter if you do your own or not. This gonna be the answer. So the question is, are you willing? This is relational dichotomies. Are you willing to stay with somebody for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, sickness and in health, right? I mean, I think that when you look at these different things, Pastor Will, what it's really coming down to, go to the next one. It's another one on here. Go to the next one right quick.
right, Kim, who made these vows up? I don't know.
Go to the next one, Pastor Will. Go to the next one. Right? And I will be yours in times of plenty, in times of want. Okay, there goes sickness and health again. In times of joy, in times of sorrow, in times of failure, in times of triumph. Okay, like in reality, okay, you can come back to us. In reality, what I mean, like, I don't think people really prepare for relationships and marriage from this point of view, Pastor Will.
Oh, oh,
That there is the chance for, like, to be rich or to be poor, for it to be like real good times or worse times.
yeah,
Like, these things are, as we talk about dichotomies, they are opposed to each other. And most people are preparing for relationships and marriage from the standpoint of perfection,
yeah,
from the standpoint of, like, I'm getting in this, I'm preparing for this so that I can get the best person who is going to make, like, things is going to be great. Like, I'm setting myself up to make sure that I have, like, this great, perfect relationship. And it's not, the vows is actually very accurate. In times of plenty, in times of want. Like, that's a reality. And better times and worse times.
yeah.
Yeah. That's the relational reality.
And that's beyond the mask of the wedding day. Like the wedding day, everything is perfect. You done paid everybody out. You wearing your white dress, you wearing your tuxedo.
Yeah, you pay for perfection.
Yeah, and but these times may hit the sickness or the job loss. Um, or the times where you get in an argument and that joint is so heated, you don't cherish her. you know,
Right.
you don't care where she go at that time. But these vows, something that you hope that you can come back to and stick to, and hopefully, prayerfully, that these vows will lead you back, back into right standing with each other. But but this is the dichotomy of it, right? It's like you're buying into you're really looking for, and you brought into perfection, but after it's like, it's almost, I hate to say, getting married is like buying a car. and it's not, but when you do drive it off the lot, it's yours.
The value, and with a car, the value go down as soon as you drive off the lot. So whatever it was worth on the lot, sorry y'all know financial literacy my thing. The value goes straight down as soon as you drive that joint off the lot. Yes.
Yeah, but you drive it off the lot, it's yours. The repair of it is
Yeah,
yours.
that's
The
true.
maintenance of it is yours.
Yeah.
The car dealer don't have no more say so in making sure that car is perfect for you.
Yeah.
Now it's all on you,
Yeah. Unless it's a lemon. But yes, absolutely, Pastor Will. You
even
know,
if it's a lemon.
the one of the things, Pastor Will, that I think about with this is like when you saying that you're going to prepare them for a relationship, what you're really saying is you're preparing for, you have to be prepared to be at the worst with this person.
You do.
Like that's, you have to think like, if the worst happens, is this the person I want to be at the worst with?
And
Like,
you gotta be determined that
yeah. If rich take a while to happen, if rich go away, if sickness come, like, is this the person that I want to be at my worst with? Right? That's a different perspective than is like, is this person going to enhance me? Are they going to take me to my next level? Is this person going to take me up to the next? It's like, is this person going to stick by me? Is this the person I want to be with me in my worst state? And like, I think when you think about that, Pastor Will, over these, over 21 years now of marriage and being together, I think that, some of the worst, we've seen each other at some of the worst moments, right? Some of those worst moments started just straight up at the beginning, right?
true.
And so, it's like, relationally, you have to, I think, we would see less divorce if people were prepared for that.
Hmm.
If people were prepared for the fact that they're going to be, as good times and bad times, going back to the vows, there's going to be some rich, some poor, some plenty, some want. There's going to be some, some great, some worse, better, worse. Like, if people were prepared that, like, this is the reality, things are going to happen, and you have to be relationally prepared to go through them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. 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 You gotta. It's going to definitely. It's going to rip off the mask of your true feelings.
So let's get to that then, Pastor.
Yeah.
When do you take the mask off then?
When do you take them?
Going
You
back to
know.
your demonstration tonight, when do you go take the mask off and begin to show some of those imperfections? When do you start to expose some of those parts about you that, the less desirable parts of yourself? When do you start to rip the mask off?
Well, sometimes that mask doesn't come off until life happens, until another part of life happens. Unfortunately, many of us don't even know ourselves until something hits,
I hear that.
right? And
Yeah.
so, but you gotta know yourself enough to know that, okay, something just hit, and this is how I'm responding. And then you have to let that person know, like, okay, this is me. This is me when these times like this hit.
So you need to be praying. So now let me go back. You need to then be in a relationship with a person in multiple seasons. In other
Right.
words, you cannot just be in a relationship with somebody when they're having great times, when they just got their job, their new job, now they just got promoted. Like you need to see this person in different seasons
Yeah.
when things aren't that great,
Yeah. I
when
mean,
they facing challenges.
and things, maybe things don't happen until you get married. I
Well,
didn't. I never been fired from a job until I got married.
you never been fired from a job before you got married, but we definitely had we had we had some challenges prior to come getting to the wedding day for sure.
But I didn't know that. I didn't know my response to that kind of rejection.
Sure, sure,
Right.
sure, yes,
And so you had to see that another part of me that
sure.
I haven't even experienced before.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Right. And so when that mask was ripped off, I think that was like, I feel like I was at one of my ugliest because it sent me spiraling.
Sure, 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 sure. Yeah, I mean, I think yes, I agree. Some of that will definitely happen. But one of the things that I did know about you that I felt like I learned prior to that happening is that you're a shutdown person, right? And so
Yeah.
I wasn't like fully off guard by like it. You were spiraling, but I wasn't like as surprised and like how you were spiraling because I at least got to see like you the shut down person. Like you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to like And so like I do think you have to be able to see some of that because
Now,
if not, especially
mind you, everybody, we talked about 20 years ago.
we're talking about
Just
22, almost
to be in
22
the record,
years.
just to be on the record, that was 20 years ago.
Yes, we have definitely grown from that. Woo.
Thank you,
Um,
Jesus.
Thank you,
Hallelujah.
Jesus.
Take a praise
Hallelujah.
break. Da 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 da. Okay.
Hey, 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 hey. So yeah, I mean, for in reality, Will, I do think that some of those things have to be the mask has to come off of some of those things. I think that some of those seasons have to be revealed. And I do think when we was dealing with some of our wedding stuff, some of our family stuff, some of them colors came out, right? Definitely not at the level of when you lost your job, but some of them colors was exposed and revealed. You got to see some of that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like on yeah, wedding planning.
Woo.
What they say, what they call it, bridezillas. You know, but not. But it's not only the bride, y'all. I mean, like weddings really planning for a wedding really take it out of you because everybody becomes demanding.
Yes,
Which
everybody want what they want.
and they keep asking the same questions over and over and over again. What colors are you wearing? How many times do you have to answer? What color are you? Especially as a man, what color are you wearing? Black and white.
It was not black and white. It was my colors that I picked for you. But see that show you right there. What happened, y'all? I mean,
Did all the men get fitted? Did all the men get fitted? I mean, over and over again. Did all
that's
the men
correct.
get fitted? Did all the
Because
men get fitted?
you know why? Because some of your men had challenges. I look, sorry y'all, we on Day God's way. Pastor Bush should have brought this up. Because let me tell y'all what happened. We talking about dichotomies tonight. Let me tell you what happened. I'm a super duper planner person. And so with that 3 month, we had 3 month, a 3 month span for me to plan everything out. Because we got married in 10 minutes. And so it was crazy. And they were not on top of it. Basically, I picked out all of the outfits and deep doop doop doop. All you have to do is show up at the place and get the stuff. Different seasons, child. So yes, it brought out a lot with the lot, y'all. With me and Pastor Win. Woo, cause y'all know me now, and Pastor E was real like, this got to be together, child.
Right, Kim.
Woo, yes, yes, and yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all this one last thing about this part that was hilarious. But basically I was like, I had a backup plan. If the minister was late, that was supposed to perform the wedding, I had a backup plan, y'all. Because everything was gonna be on time. I was like, look, if so yes, he got to see me also in that season. Because that's about the same way I am now. What you say, Pastor? I got a little bit better.
You got a whole lot better, boo. You got a whole lot better.
You have to be
Woo.
able to see people in different seasons, because
Yes.
the reality of it is there is definitely no perfection, but there is going to be varying seasons in a relationship. There's
Yeah.
going to be some better and some worse, right? I mean, I think a lot of people know this, but it took us 4 years to have a child. And so that was a lot of seasons of loss, of miscarriages, and it was some worse, like some worse times, right?
Yeah.
I had postpartum depression. I mean, it was some worse. And so I do think, a lot of relationships aren't prepared for that. Could be a season. And I think the great thing that I will say is it was only a season.
Yeah.
Like, legit, we done made it to almost 22 years, right? And so it was a season. The season passed and we came on the come up. I mean, like, look, it happened. Well, we had to get here and we had to pass through some worse seasons to get to better.
For sure. For sure.
So what they don't tell you, that's what it should be. What they don't tell you, is that it's gonna be some and some. It's gonna be some and some.
It's
That's
gonna
gonna
be
be some and
some and
some.
some.
All right, I'm already getting questions in the inbox, Pastor. Where should I get to the questions?
Yeah, let's get to the questions. If you wanna dial in tonight and you wanna
Yeah,
come on
darling. We talking about
you
dichotomies. We talking about look, the whole thing, y'all. For better, for worse, for richer, for poor, sickness and health. Look, because that's what we preparing for, you guys. We trying to get. Let me say this before I get to questions, Pastor Will. We really, in reality, kingdom people, we need to get this divorce rate down. It don't make sense, Pastor.
hmm,
We like, how is kingdom people, how we getting married and then getting divorced? Like, some wisdom is missing, something missing with us, Pastor.
I seen
Something missing. Two spirit-filled believers get married and divorced. There is something that is missing
yes,
from, like, education. Like, we talk about financial literacy. What about marital literacy?
wow. Yeah, I mean something definitely is missing in especially kingdom marriages, ending in divorces. It's definitely something happening or something has happened that you know the Bible says, what um um
What
man
God has
can't
joined together.
man can't take together what God
What
has,
God has, yeah. What God has
right.
joined, yeah. Let
Right,
no
can no
man
man
put
take it asunder,
separate.
right.
Mhm.
But God, yeah, thank you. And so we definitely understand that something is happening with kingdom marriages, um and we are using logic, worldly logic, to justify um things, why divorce should be the thing, rather than defeating um the enemy's attack on the marriage, even to the to the worst case, even
Yeah,
to
I
the
mean,
worst cases. It's
we,
just it's
yeah.
sad. It brings me to tears sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, the church has done so much work on financial literacy to get people more financially literate, which is great. Get your credit score together, get your bag straight or whatever. But it has to be that same fire. I mean, God is serious about the family. God, loves the family. And so that we need to put that same energy behind marriage, that same energy marital literacy, not just like, now we're gonna just try to fix everything up after y'all done screwed everything up. Like that can't be it. It gotta be something that comes prior to that. And I hope that we can be some help in that area, Pastor Will.
For sure, for sure. So
Let's get
what
to these
question you got, Pastor
let's get to
E?
these questions. Okay, they was with you in the different seasons, right? You saw. and saw how you handle things. Okay. But then the person didn't know how to handle things when things came up. So you got one person in a relationship that's like handling things and one person that don't know how to handle things in a relationship. What do we do in that? Like y'all was going through the different seasons together. You can see straight off the top, like he or she don't know how to handle things.
I'll be married at this point, or
No, dating,
are we
dating,
dating?
getting
We're
to see
dating.
somebody in the different seasons. This is pre-marriage.
Okay. 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 So, you know, you know, I know what I want to say, but I don't want to say what I want to say. But
Okay. Uh-uh.
but I want to say what I hear the Spirit of God saying, right? Um, discernment is
Yeah.
one. The
Gotta get that
other
discerning.
is the
Yeah.
other is checking yourself.
Mm.
Checking yourself, making sure that you are in the right place
Yeah.
before you judge somebody else's actions.
Yeah. Very true.
Um, so do all those things, especially before you decide to um end the relationship or not give it another chance, because how many others will you not give a chance um because they didn't fit your mode of reconciliation,
Yeah.
right?
People need
um
the space to grow.
People need the space to grow, and relationships need its space to grow,
That's right. And that's
right?
what we do a lot about growth. That is relationships.
And to develop those relationship skills within that relationship.
Yeah. Because I mean, I've done a lot. I mean, of course, through our marriage, I've grown a lot. But prior to that, I grown a lot. I grew a lot being a best friend. You know, me and my best friend lived together as roommates. I grew from that. When I became a mother, it's another level of relational growth, right? Like, my boys now teenagers. That's another level of relational growth. So I do think that relationships give you the opportunity to grow as a person, to grow in how you handle different seasons. And you have to give people the space to grow from that space or
Yeah,
to grow from those immature and or just need to experience life places.
agreed. Agreed.
Okay. Here we go. Next question. That was okay. I gotta read, like, it's like commentary with questions. My goodness. So our next question, Pastor Will, is, so then how do you prepare for the different dichotomies of rich, poor, better, worse? How do you prepare for that? Because everybody just basically is like only preparing you for better. Like, even I would say, even when I do murder counseling, most of it is, of course, focused on like getting to know yourself, getting to know the person, like making sure that you are like prepared for like the differences of like cleaning, or you leave your toothpaste out, like you can't get that deep in the pre-murder, not as deep as you can get in when real life start happening, right?
Yeah.
So, what are some ways that people could prepare for these different dichotomies that they're going to face in their relationship? Better, worse, rich, poor, all the things.
Well, first of all, listening to messages or discussions like this, and understand that there is a dichotomy, right?
Yeah,
Right. Be equipped with information that's available to you.
yeah,
Understand that, okay, you know, read the vows even before there's a proposal. Just read it and see if this is something that you can agree with. But understand that there is a dichotomy in relationships first,
yeah, yeah,
right? And then, and like I said, always, the what are the opposites, or what are the things in you that will also be or that what are the things in you that you have become accustomed to that you don't think will be adaptable into a relationship, And I'm not saying change your ways, but I'm saying consider your ways.
Consider your ways.
Consider your own ways,
It's very
right?
good. Yeah.
So as you prepare yourself, consider your own ways. And so when when you do face this opposite attract, but it's still opposites, even though it's opposites attract, but it's still the opposite.
Yeah.
You have taken all of these things into consideration, what helps you with your rationale,
Yeah.
and it will definitely help you with your spiritual resolve.
Your spiritual resolve. Yeah. Because, I think when you say consider your ways, one thing that comes to me is like, do you require perfection from people? Do you require people to be at a certain place, have a certain thing, da da da? Like, are you rigid with your expectations of people? Because that's a way that you got to consider. Because when these opposite things happen, then you ready to give up. I'll go back to what you say was kind of like the start, like your first worst time. Within 6 months, Pastor Will said, like, we bought a house, and then Pastor Will lost his job. And so, like, that was our first worst time, right? Now, as a couple, as a married couple, that was our first. We just bought a house, right? Funny, down the street from where we live now. We just bought a house, and Pastor Will lost his job. And, so that he spiraled out, like you already saying. And so, what was my spiritual resolve, right? My spiritual resolve is like, this, look, we gonna be fine. I done lived off $20 before now. I'm like, this gonna be and that was true. Like, I lived on my own before. I've been, independent. I've lived off of nothing. So I'm like, this, we're gonna be fine eating these oodles and noodles hot dogs. If it came to that, it was gonna be fine.
That unemployment check went a long way.
Sure did. And like, I'm like, we're gonna be fine. I didn't make as much as he did at that time, but that was a season. And frankly, if I gave up then, 6 months into our marriage, because Pastor Will lost his job, not just because he lost his job, because he just spiraled out of control. He was just like shut down from the world, child. I'm like, what in the world? Like,
Because Soul Food
oh,
said,
ground, child.
never tell a black woman you lost a job. You not working.
No, he didn't soul fool me. I'm like, it's like if I would have given up then, right, we would have never gotten to our season we are in now. And
Yeah.
like that is like it's a spiritual resolve, right? It's a spiritual resolve of like understanding that there will be seasons. I think that is one of our takeaway points from tonight. There will be seasons, period. Relationships have seasons. Like,
Whether you're dating or married,
right?
I mean, they both have seasons. Even if you only date for a week and get married the next week, that those 2 weeks, oh my goodness, you're gonna go through so many seasons.
Yeah, there will be seasons.
There will
There
be
will be
seasons.
seasons of up, seasons of down. I think if you can start to receive that reality of like getting rid of the fairy tale, getting rid of Lifetime, getting rid of HBO, whatever your version is, relation version, like getting rid of those ideas of relationships and marriage, there will be seasons, period. And if we make some wise choices, there won't all the seasons won't be worse. Okay.
Yeah,
We still got to use some amount of wisdom so all the seasons won't be worse.
right. I mean, if you go outside in the winter with no coat on,
Yeah.
and a temperature, 20 degrees,
Yeah.
you're gonna freeze, right?
Yeah.
But if you wear a coat, you won't freeze as fast. So you have to use wisdom. Yeah. The point is you have to use wisdom and wear a coat. You have to be prepared for
You have to be
seasons.
prepared for seasons.
You have to
Yeah.
be prepared for
You
seasons.
have to be prepared for seasons. Relationally, you got to be prepared for seasons. Everything. I mean, I didn't really know what to expect in reality, but I thought we probably had children pretty quickly, Pastor Will. That's what I thought.
That's
I
what you
don't know.
thought.
Yeah, I mean, I thought like,
I mean,
you know,
no, I mean, when we started having them, then we started having them. but it took a while to have the first album.
4 years, honey.
4 years, yes,
Yeah,
4 years, and then we had them back to back.
we had them back to back. But I had some thought, like, maybe after our first year of marriage, like maybe our first 2 years, I thought that maybe that you see, Pastor,
What
it,
that
it
first
didn't happen.
that we was gonna have kids?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't think that.
I did. I thought like it was just gonna happen, like just happen.
I
You
mean,
didn't
we
think
did.
that?
I mean, we did have one. I mean, we did. We had one miscarriage our first year though.
Yeah. Yes. 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 We we yes.
So I mean, so we did we did get off to a fast start, but then we had to get healed.
But that's what I'm saying, right? I'm saying that like who prepares for that? You don't,
Man,
right? I had the
that
expectation.
hurt.
Yeah, I
That
had the
yeah,
expectation that we was gonna just be able to. My point is, just do it.
yeah, that's true.
But that wasn't the reality.
It wasn't a
It took
reality.
4 years.
Yeah, but that first miscarriage really hurt.
Yeah,
Even the one, even the last one
yeah,
some years ago, that one hurt. They all hurt. They all hurt.
for sure. Yeah,
But
seasons,
this season, yep,
seasons, right?
yep,
It's you cannot avoid seasons,
yeah,
right? You can't avoid that. Relationship has to go through some amount of season, whether it's burying a parent, whether it's losing a job, losing a child, like all of those things. Like, you don't have to necessarily like what's going to happen if this happened. Not that type of preparation, but like, am I mature enough in the heart and mind space to go through the worst with somebody else? Am I in the heart and mind space to go through the worst with another person?
I mean, I probably step over here, but I think one of the hardest things about what we're discussing right now is not only going through this hard space, but also not rushing somebody through their moment,
Absolutely.
right? And and what we're talking about here is being patient enough to walk with them through, and that's the yoking.
Hey, yeah, that's when you yoked up, yeah.
Yeah,
Where you got to walk together through challenging times, right? Even through great times, knowing how to support somebody when they in a great season. You ain't
yeah,
got to shine that time. It's their time to shine. Yeah.
yeah,
Like it's their time to shine. It's their moment. You ain't gotta be all okay. You can just chill out and let them be all for that moment. Let them
yeah.
do it.
You can't fight them. You can't.
Ooh, see, it's
Uh,
seasons, Kim. It's seasons.
it's
The
seasons.
season gonna end. It's seasons.
It's
It will end
seasons.
because time will happen. So over time, environments change, things change, just like with natural seasons.
You know,
Yeah,
I think one of the hardest part with parenting, and that nobody tells you is that as a child get older, as when they get like 9 and 10 and 12, and the child, they have a schedule on their own. They have activities, and your life now has to curtail somewhat or intertwine with their activities and your activities.
sure.
But it's only a season. It's only a season.
It's only a season. It's over before you know it. I mean, when you end it, it feels like forever. But
Yes,
that's on any relationship with the parent, the husband, the wife. It seems like forever when you're in it. But when you look back, when I look back at those moments, I'm like, man, that joint went quick.
I don't. But yes. Uh,
It went quick. As I look over 21 years, I'm like, that joint went a lot quicker than
so right now, until they get their license, I'm like, look, I'll drop you off, and then I'll go do my activity while you doing your activity at the same time. So we in a new season.
we're in a new
We in the
season.
season of double double.
Go ahead. Pastor Will, go ahead. Go ahead with it tonight. Go ahead with it tonight. Go ahead. I'm reminded something my grandmother used to say though, Pastor Will. Relationally, in reality, though, all of your good days should outweigh the bad days. That's the reality, right?
Absolutely.
So it's gonna be some seasons. But in a healthy relationship, it always is the expectation that the good is gonna outweigh the bad, and I see like, the perspective of like, um, you know, the worst moments wasn't about you and I. It wasn't like you and I was necessarily having a worst moment. It's a life moment. It's something
Yeah.
bad that just happens in life. You cannot stop life from happening. You can't stop life from
Impossible.
happening. But you can be prepared to, am I prepared to walk with somebody through big moment or small moment? I watched this show, where the people become millionaires. And I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all. I mean, you talking about getting to know somebody, talking about going through a season with somebody. Them people be you on it. You can't really on the TV. They be trying to like hide certain things, but you can tell it's off the chain. The people off the chain, they fighting, fussing, because now money they got involved.
Right.
Somebody that became rich and they over it. They like our whole life need to change today, And so that's kind of how some people approach marriage or relationships in that way that's unhealthy. Of like, we entered into this season. I need to change and I need to evolve. And sometimes that evolving is now I need to evolve without this person. I need to become a better version of myself. I need to become this, I need to become that without any thought of the commitment that they made to the other person. Right? And that's immature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
that's the dichotomies
That's
of
the dichotomy. Yeah, I got a few questions in the inbox. Any more questions? Hurry up and post them because we about to close it down. But yeah, we talking about tonight the two things that oppose each other in relationships. That there will be different seasons of better, worse, rich, poor. It's just gonna be seasons that relationships go through. And I know everybody right now, like, I bind that up in the name of Jesus. My marriage gonna be all right, we got you, we got you, we got you. You better be prepared for it all. Okay, be a believer, blood boy, spirit filled, and prepare for it all. Life happens to us all. In other words, what the scripture say, it say? It rain on the just and it
Mhm.
rain on the unjust.
Yeah.
That's biblical and spiritual, y'all. Believers are not exempt to suffering and things happening in their lives. Sorry. So dating God's way, prepare for seasons. Seasons come, seasons go. Relational dichotomy.
It's only seasons, and they get easier. The the more godly wisdom you have, the seasons
Yeah,
get easier as you go in and come out of them. Um,
yeah,
they get a lot easier, a lot better for you to
yeah,
spiritually handle. You find out every season didn't come to take you out, but
yeah.
these seasons come to also bring you a harvest. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
amen.
A new you come out of it. A new you, a new y'all, a new oneness. A lot of great things come out of it
A
too.
lot of
Absolutely,
great
Pastor Will.
things. And I just declare you in the harvest season right now
Mm.
in the name of
In the name
Jesus.
of Jesus.
Everything that you have put your hand to and plowed is now bringing you forth fruit in this
Yes.
season, right
Reaping.
where you are. And so I just pray that you are be a good steward over what God is giving, is producing in your field where you are.
Yes.
So
Yes.
have faith in God that
Hey.
he is able to do exceedingly and abundantly all
Yeah.
that you can ask or think
Yes.
according to his power. So yes,
Yeah.
so we thank the Lord for this harvest season that you have entered into.
Yes.
The last season is over and the
Hey.
season of producing is now here.
Hey. And we
Amen.
receive. Yes. We're gonna be good stewards. good stewards over what we are receiving. Yes, blessings, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight for Dating God's Way. We'll see you next week. Me and Pastor will be right here. See you next week, next Tuesday. Blessings. Love you guys. Woo! Yep.
Thank y'all for joining. Thank you all the new viewers.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey.
Yeah, I'll go like our YouTube channel, subscribe to it, like it, love it. Or if you can like and love the YouTube channel, go subscribe to it. Keep sharing Dating God's Way across Facebook
Yes,
platform.
like our videos on YouTube for sure.
Yeah. Let people know how much you enjoying Dating God's Way. Next week we'll be at it again.
We will.
At it again.